Hello, my name is Dakota Benton, and today I'm going to be speaking to you as to why America needs better financial literacy. By the end of this speech, I'm going to want you guys to understand the sense of urgency that needs to be considered in the crisis that America is facing with the public debt that is being held by consumers. Now, this is not to be confused with the national debt. That is the government's debt. This is actually the debt that you and me hold. Being financially secure is the foundation to a happy and prosperous life in a capitalistic economy. Planning for retirement, budgeting monthly, and living within your means are all crucial factors in being successful. Here's the total debt held by U.S. consumers today, according to USA Today. Student loans, $1.34 trillion. Auto loans, $1.19 trillion. Mortgages, $8.69 trillion. And credit cards, $784 billion. That's over $12 trillion in debt held by just consumers alone. And according to Fortune magazine, consumer debt has surpassed 2008 levels that led to the financial crisis. This is not to alarm you, it's to say that we're having another one. However, because the economy has grown since then and the debt holders have changed since then, it's not the same situation. However, public debt has grown substantially over the last few years, and it needs to slow down. Factors contributing to this issue: poor financial planning, living out of your means, not saving enough money when you are young. Time magazine recently stated in an article that 1 in 3 Americans have no retirement savings whatsoever. That means that 33% of people out there cannot retire and will have to continue working for as long as they live, or else receive some sort of money from the government when they become disabled due to old age. Spending too much money that you don't have, aka on credit. And according to Time magazine, healthcare costs have skyrocketed in the last decade, while median income has only risen marginally. Another one is banks looking to make money simply by pushing a loan through, handing it off to another lender down the line, even if the applicant has poor or terrible credit even. This is actually the primary cause of the collapse of the economy, a near collapse of the economy in 2008, as the housing market collapsed because of these loans faltering. These people were given loans even though they were almost guaranteed to not be able to pay them back. And as of the recent rebound of the economy, the government is raising rates, making it more expensive to pay off debt. And lastly, student loans are sometimes so high for college students that once they get out of school, they're paying on these loans for sometimes decades. Understandably, I should say, not all of this is the fault of the individual. Some of this is a government or a private institutional issue, but nonetheless, it all needs to be fixed. So how has credit affected this issue? Buying things on credit on a regular basis began in America in the early 20th century. It was a solid idea where you could buy large items now and then pay for them later. It was great for young people. Back in the early 20th century, they were able to buy things for the first time, such as a house, a car. They could buy all those things at a young age without saving up for it and paying for it in cash. This works out fine. However, not everyone understands the concept of money and can budget to pay these loans back appropriately. So to combat this issue, the credit score is actually created to try and grade people based on how trustworthy they were to pay back loans. This, of course, did not fully work. So what needs to happen? Well, our educational system needs to incorporate more life skills that deal with how to be financially secure in today's economy. People need to learn the consequences of credit cards and understand how much interest they are being charged and what that means in real money. And healthcare is one of those things that is a problem that's going to take government action to fix. It's not something you or me can fix on our own. And our healthcare system does need to be fixed. All the more reason to vote in every election, because every vote counts. Along those lines, more government regulations over the banking industry to help curb the corruption that's therein. You need to vote for politicians that say they're going to fight that. So people also need to learn to teach their children the value of saving money. Saving money is an important part for financial security and, more importantly, for retirement. And lastly, people need to learn ways of saving money and given options as to where they could put that money to save up from everything from emergencies to retirement. So, to sum it all up, America needs to focus on education at the lowest levels to help bring up our children understanding the value of money and how to handle it. It is important to always budget accordingly for necessities and save up for the moment you get your first job. Also, knowing how to deal with credit is essential to not gain too much debt and be crushed by interest. So, financial security is one of the greatest accomplishments one can achieve in today's world, and one that can bring both joy and quality of life.